On the snowy evening of February 9th, 2004, on Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire, Maura Murray most likely lost control of her vehicle and rammed into a snowbank. Several witnesses place her at the scene following the incident, including a bus driver who asked if she needed help. According to a police report, Murray asked the bus driver not to call the police, insisting she had AAA. By 7:46 p.m., 10 minutes after the accident, she was gone. When police inspected the car, they didn't see any footprints and there was no sign of foul play. Inside the vehicle, investigators found Murray's packed up possessions and a box of wine. The last person to see Maura alive and well before the bus driver was her father, Fred. The father-daughter pair had dinner the night of February 8th, and according to Fred, it was perfectly normal. Afterward, Maura had to head back to her dorm to attend a party, so Fred lent her his car. Around 2 a.m., Maura was on her way home and crashed her father's car. She was unharmed, but the car wasn't. Fred assured her not to worry, that the insurance would cover it. Maura was a little distressed over the accident, but when he took her home that night, she was perfectly fine. Classes for the afternoon of February 9th had been canceled due to a snowstorm that threatened to close roads. According to her email, Murray contacted all of her professors as well as her work supervisor and told them she was taking a week off due to a death in the family. Family members say there was no such death. After emailing her professors, Murray drove to an ATM and withdrew $280. She then drove to a liquor store and purchased roughly $40 worth of Bailey's, Kahlua, vodka, and a box of red wine. She stopped at the Amherst DMV and picked up necessary paperwork for the insurance claim on her father's car. At 4:37, she placed a call to her own voicemail. After that, she apparently packed up her car and left. Not much is known about Murray's whereabouts between her liquor store run and her fender bender hours later. When police searched her abandoned car, they found printed MapQuest directions to a condo complex in Burlington, Vermont. Maura Murray was declared missing the day after police found the car. Upon searching her dorm room, they discovered her belongings had been packed away and her room had been cleaned. A typed email to her boyfriend detailing relationship issues had been placed on top of one of the boxes. A search of the car revealed that alcohol Murray had purchased along with the MapQuest directions. There was a Coke bottle in the front seat that smelled of liquor, and the wine appeared to have spilled on the back seat of the car. The search also revealed that her debit cards, credit cards, and cell phone were missing, even though most of Murray's belongings were still in the car. Her credit and debit cards were never used again. Over the years, several people have come forward with claims of sightings of Murray. Some have claimed to see her hiking in the woods near Burlington, or found items they believed to belong to her in the woods near where her car was found. The day following Maura's disappearance, a BOLA was issued for her. A voicemail was left for Fred Murray, letting him know his daughter was missing and her car had been found abandoned. When he called the Haverhill Police Department, he was told that if Maura was not found by the following morning, the New Hampshire Fish and Game Department would initiate a search. With snow on the ground, the average temperature in Haverhill is 38 during the day, plunging to 18 at night. The FBI joined the search within 10 days of Maura's disappearance, and Haverhill announced that the search had gone nationwide. Maura's father interviewed on CNN's American Morning and also on the Montel Williams Show. New Hampshire Fish and Game conducted a ground search in the days following Maura's disappearance. But 10 days later, they conducted a ground and air search, utilizing a helicopter with thermal imaging camera, tracking dogs, and cadaver dogs. Maura's scent was picked up approximately 100 yards from the vehicle, but suddenly stopped, indicating to police she may have gotten into a passing vehicle. Fred Murray returned to Haverhill nearly every weekend to search for Maura, until police informed him that they were receiving complaints that he was trespassing on private property. A medium named Allison DuBois arrived in New Hampshire in 2017 to talk with journalist Maggie Freeling and former U.S. Marshal Art Roderick about the case. Allison said she didn't know anything about Maura Murray or about any speculations surrounding her disappearance prior to her arrival. Using just Maura's name, photo, and birthday, Allison gave her impression of Maura's whereabouts. She told the investigators that Maura wouldn't stay away willingly and she wouldn't not come back. Maggie asked her if she believes Maura is still alive. Allison said her sense was that she is not alive, that normally she wouldn't get into a car with somebody she just met or that she didn't know that well. Allison envisions Maura taking a ride from a man in a car, but she also thinks there were others involved. She said if there is one person responsible for removing her or killing her, then there are also accomplices that helped cover up some elements of this crime. Allison believes this man has killed before and he has predatory elements to him, more like a Ted Bundy. She wouldn't have been the only one. Maggie said she was blown away by what Allison appeared to know. She even sensed that Maura's mother had passed away. As Allison followed Maggie and Art to the road where it's believed that Maura got into a vehicle, Allison was immediately overpowered by bad energy. She felt really sick there. She said initially she wanted to think Maura willingly got into the car, but it didn't feel willingly to her anymore. She said she wouldn't have felt so sick if it were amicable. Allison said she feels Maura was taken to a spot where her killer promised that there would be other people around. But Allison said that promise was untrue and Maura became scared. He does have a rapist energy to him, Allison said. It just feels like this was taken too far because she fought him. Allison did offer hope, though, that the case could be solved. She said this is absolutely a solvable case and it doesn't need to stay cold. Fred Murray, Maura's father, who is now 78 years old, says he just wants to bring his daughter home and give her a proper burial. He has dedicated the last 17 years to finding his missing daughter. The devastated father has searched for his girl with the help of private investigators, experts, and local people in Woodsville, New Hampshire. On November 25th, and then again on December 1st of 2018, 2 different trained cadaver dogs responded to possible human remains in a basement, just a stone's throw from where Maura crashed her car in 2004. Fred Murray had received a tip about the basement after the crash. Neighbors told him they believed someone buried a body there right around the time Maura went missing. The owners, however, never answered the door to let Fred inside. He tried multiple times over the course of 14 years. When new homeowners bought the house, Fred tried again and they obliged. On 3 separate occasions, 2 cadaver dogs and ground-penetrating radar equipment all pinged the exact location Fred had been tipped about. He isn't sharing the location of the home publicly out of respect for the new homeowners, but he did say its proximity to the 2004 crash site is astonishing. He feels this is the best break since Maura went missing. He said it feels like it's right there and I feel like I can reach out and grab it. In the past, everything was kind of iffy. In regards to the basement discovery, however, detectives do not appear to be on the same page as Fred. They said the area was searched by law enforcement in the past, including cadaver dogs, and nothing of significance was discovered. Murray isn't convinced the proper work is being done by law enforcement. He feels something must be wrong with the dogs law enforcement brought in, since the dogs his private investigator brought in received a hit. He knows there's a good chance Maura's body isn't in that basement, but he wants investigators to dig up whoever is there. He says there's a human body there, a dead body, and the odds are it is my daughter. Maura Murray was born May 4, 1982, in Hanson, Massachusetts, the fourth child of Fred and Lori Murray. She had an older brother, Fred, two older sisters, Kathleen and Julie, and a younger brother, Kurt. Raised in an Irish Catholic household, Maura's parents divorced when she was 6, and she primarily lived with her mother. Graduating from Whitman-Hanson Regional High School, Maura was a star athlete on the school's track team. After high school, she was accepted at West Point in New York, where she studied chemical engineering for 3 semesters. It was there, at the United States Military Academy at West Point, where she met Bill Rausch, before she transferred to the University of Massachusetts. She lived on campus and had a job with campus security. She was in regular contact with her parents and 3 siblings and was dating Rausch. She had majored in chemical engineering at West Point. She'd been described as quiet, introverted, and extremely athletic person. Maura was surrounded with a large network of love and support, and at 21 had a bright future ahead of her. She was looking forward to a stable career as a nurse. She had a longtime boyfriend, loving family, and great friends. There seems to be no reason for her to walk away from her life. So where is Maura Murray?
David, now at 5, a new search for a missing college student turns up no evidence. The disappearance of Maura Murray remains a mystery. She disappeared 15 years ago. New Hampshire officials say today they searched a home in the town of North Haverhill, and her father is demanding answers because of what they didn't find. WBZ's Jim Smith is live in North Haverhill tonight with the very latest. And Jim, disappointing for the family.
That's for sure, Lisa. It has been such a long road for the Murray family, and tonight, tragically, there is still no resolution. The mystery of Maura's disappearance remains unsolved.
That she wants to come home and be buried in her hometown, and she can't. She's buried up here, and I need help. I need help.
Fred Murray is still grieving years later. 15 years to be exact, since his 21-year-old daughter Maura disappeared after crashing her car on a country road on the fringe of the White Mountains of New Hampshire. Today, New Hampshire State Police joined FBI agents searching the basement of a home not far from where she vanished. They say they found nothing.
This one hurts because I thought we finally had it. This one is worse than the other false alarms or dead ends, and I was pretty sure, you know.
Police report they searched the area for the sake of Maura's family and others who had suspected there was something there.
They cut that area, removed the concrete, and then searched several feet down and covered the entire area and beyond where that disturbed ground had been. And they located absolutely nothing other than a small piece of what looks to be potentially pottery or maybe a piece of old piping.
As for the family, the search goes on. They will never give up.
Stick my nose back on the trail. That's all I can do. And I can't quit. I'm not going to quit. And I need help.
Maura's father, obviously heartbroken, very frustrated, but authorities say this case does remain a priority and they will continue to work it. Live in Grafton County, New Hampshire, Jim Smith, WBZ News.
Feel for that family. Jim, thank you.
On the 17th anniversary of the disappearance of Maura Murray, her family is still hopeful. Her sister said that she's hoping something shakes loose this year. Julie and Maura's brother, Curtis, held a virtual candlelight vigil Tuesday, February 9th, 2021 at 7:30 p.m., which was the last time Maura was seen. He said he thinks it's kind of crazy that it's been 17 years already, and he spent more of his life without Maura than he has with her. Julie said she truly believes someone has a missing piece to the puzzle, and maybe they don't even know it. She says they're still working every lead that comes their way. Some samples that we want to get tested, that sort of thing's on hold right now because of COVID. She said at a minimum, it will hopefully rule some things out. Maura's story has been of global interest, featured in true crime series and podcast. Julie said, because of such a huge following in the true crime community, we've been able to keep it in the forefront and keep a light shining on it. Her 78-year-old dad, Fred, was up in New Hampshire February 9, 2021, at the scene of the crash. The family is now petitioning for a historical marker on Route 112, where she disappeared. Every year, a private group searches the woods in the spring near the crash scene. They will continue to do this until Maura is found. The case involving Maura Murray's disappearance remains an open investigation, the New Hampshire Attorney General's office said in a statement Tuesday, urging anyone with information to contact New Hampshire State Police.